we are leaving Aquascape. I got a message from Josh at the Ohio Fish Rescue saying that there needs to be fish that needs to be picked up for the rescue out in Chicago. Well, guess where I'm at? I am out here in Illinois with Aquascape. I'm gonna take these fish in until I go up to the Ohio Fish Rescue on May 10th. I got a long day ahead of me. Then once we get home, my pool pond, which hasn't been set up for a few months, is gonna have to be set up. It'll take a couple hours to get these fish, 5-hour drive home, then a couple hours to assemble this pond. So I got a long night ahead of me. So let's go ahead and make our adventures to one of the stores to pick up the 2 Oscars, and then I got to meet up with Gino for the other fish, and he's going to pack them up nice and tight for me. Let's go. We're on our way to the pet store. I'm not going to name the name, and I'm not going to show the name just to be respectful. Just to let you guys know, the fish will be fine, the fish will be safe. And I can't wait to rescue these. Nothing makes me feel better than getting some fish that are going to live a much better life with us in the Ohio Fish Rescue rather than being killed. All right, so I got both the fish in the buckets here. We got them in the car. I know that these containers are not the most ideal thing to put a fish into, and this is what was handed to me at the store to transport them. So we put them in trash bags, we trap some air around them, that way they can't jump out, because I'm afraid Oscars, when they get spooked, they can jump, and the last thing I want is a 13-inch Oscar flopping on my floor while I'm driving down the highway. This is just temporary until we can get them packed up better. I'm on my way to go see Gino from Pleco Paradise. We got down here with Gino. He's wanting to show me a couple things.
What's up, guys? So there's a red-tailed cat in this bag right here. This was the biggest bag I've ever seen. But he's in there. Yeah, he's definitely a good 28 inches or so.
Oh.
I couldn't fit him in a typical double box.
Did you guys hear that? 28 inches. I thought it was 20. It's going to be 28.
I thought so too, yeah.
That's
I thought so too. What's going on, everybody?
That's a massive fish. Oh my gosh.
The ID shark's, he's about 2 feet or so.
Man.
He's in there.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Yeah. And then we'll be able to fit 1 Oscar in there and another Oscar in that box.
Okay. Jam-packed in there, guys. This was not expected, so we do what we can. My man Gino hooked us up over at Pleco Paradise. Yep. We got everything loaded up in the car, and I'm ready to make my 5-hour trip to Ohio. Oh my gosh, guys. What am I getting myself into? I have such a big heart for fish, I'll tell you that. We're about halfway home. It's 10 o'clock at night right now. Just checked on all the fish. They're all doing good. This has been a really rough rescue. Fish are doing fine. Me, on the other hand, I feel like I'm getting super sick with something. I don't know, almost feels like the flu. So hopefully I can pull through this, fight through this, get us home safely, and then get these fish into my pond safely as well. Wish me luck, guys. I'm struggling. So we made it home safe. It's time for me to get my pond, my pool pond put up. I'm gonna put it here for right now. And this is just temporary until I get them up to the Ohio Fish Rescue. Let's go ahead and get this set up. Well, I rummaged through my shed. I think I have everything here. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that I do. Got my liner down here. All the piping, filtration, plumbing. I think I have it all. I hope I have it all. Well, I got this 600-gallon pool all set up. Now we need to get to the filtration and plumbing, and then we can start adding water. This is the whole overview of the pond. Overhead sump. Got our pump down here. That way, it's going to suck it in here, and then the output's going to push it out here, and it's going to create a circular motion to keep flowing here so there's no dead spots. Now the fun part begins. We get to add water to the pool. We're starting to get it filled up. The bottom is covered. Now I got to go out to my car and actually pull the fish in here. And then once it gets deep enough, we're going to start temperature acclimating them, and then we're going to plop and drop. Because once I open up that bag and the air gets to that water, the ammonia is going to spike up. So that's going to help prevent any ammonia spike or any damage to the fish. Keep them healthy. That's my #1 concern. I think we're doing a pretty good job. And I can't wait to see these ginormous fish in here swimming. It's going to be sweet, ain't it? All right. I tell you what, I'm out of breath and I'm wore out. It's 2:30 in the morning, waiting for the pond to fill up, and I carried all these big heavy totes. They're filled with water. I'm a one-man wrecking crew right now, and I was able to get all 3 of these heavy containers in the house. Working hard. I'm going to start getting the fish into the pond, since there's a little bit of water adding up in there, and get these fish temperature acclimated. Look how big this bag is, guys. There's something massive in there, I will tell you that. You guys are in for a surprise. Got another big fish right here. Another big fish here. And then another big fish here. We're going to get these all temperature acclimated, and then we're going to net them out and get them into the pond. Let's get this big boy out of here. Alright guys, look at this big beast. Oh my gosh, you guys can see him. Come on, little buddy. There we go. Look at that, guys. Look how big he is. I mean, I have big hands. This dude has some fight in him. Let's get him out of here. Look at this massive iridescent shark. Wow, guys. There he goes. And the reason why I'm putting the net in the bag is to not cross-contaminate the clean water. I want to give them fresh water. This guy's got a lot of fight in him too. Look at that, guys. A 14-inch Oscar. Go on, little buddy. Jeez. There we go. Big boy. All right. And another ginormous Oscar. This one's probably close to the same size. So there you have it. All the fish there. So what I have in this bucket is some well-established pot scrubbies from my other tank, so we can go ahead and automatically jumpstart this pool. So we'll go ahead and dump these in. Just like that. I'll get a couple more buckets full. We'll put some polyfill on top and we'll call it a day. Pretty cool how quick you can get stuff done when you have all the right things. There we go. Look at her go. Yeah. Well, it's been a week since I brought them home. They're all showing signs of great health. The fish are doing awesome, eating great, really amazing fish, big, beautiful fish. I absolutely love these guys, and I wish I could just keep them, but they got to go up to the Ohio Fish Rescue because they're just ginormous, and this pool, where it's at in my house, I can't have it here. It's just temporary, so I'm just doing this for the fish to make sure that they make it safe to the Ohio Fish Rescue. But look at them, man. Aren't they beautiful? Look at this guy. He'll actually let me come up and touch him. The red tail, look at that, guys. Man, he'll let me pet him and everything. Pretty cool though, huh? There he goes. He's so awesome to watch swim. Just so graceful and big. Love that guy. Just size comparison, those Oscars are about 14 inches. It shows you how big the red tail is, and also the iridescent shark down here. These are monster fish. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at these guys underwater. Well guys, there you have it. The fish are doing awesome. Isn't it sad to know that if it wasn't for me, these beautiful creatures would have been killed? Isn't that sad? You know, if you don't have a properly sized tank for these monster fish, don't go out and buy them, because if you don't have an end plan for these monster fish, if you don't have a tank big enough for these big fish, this is what's going to happen, is they're just going to outgrow the tank. They're going to go back to the local fish store, and the local fish store won't be able to sell them or even give them away because the local hobbyist doesn't have a tank the size to fit these fish. So they'll have to be put down and euthanized, just like these fish. If it wasn't for me being out in Chicago, it just happened to line up perfectly, these fish would have been euthanized and killed. And then, you know, some people, they'll release them into the wild, which you can't do that either. They'll ruin the ecosystem wherever they get released into if they do survive. Being a responsible fish keeper, you know, is one thing we can control. And when we stop buying fish that you can't take care for in the hobby, you'll start to see these fish slowly go away because people aren't buying them. So hopefully this will raise some awareness on some of the fish that get to extreme sizes. And speaking of big fish and big tanks, my next video coming out is going to be on my 1,000 gallon as we get that up and running. Also on May 10th is when I'm going to take these fish on their journey to the Ohio Fish Rescue. And also we're going to help Big Rich build a huge pond with the pond guy and Team Aquascape. It's going to be an awesome adventure. So if you don't want to miss these fish getting moved, and you don't want to miss some pretty cool videos on Big Rich's koi pond, you definitely want to subscribe and ding the notification bell down below. That way you don't miss anything, because there's going to be a lot of cool, crazy videos coming out here in the next few weeks. With all that being said, I had a blast making this video, and it was a lot of fun getting to take you guys along with me to help save these awesome fish. But I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace.